Hello everybody, my name is Ethan Hall, your local real estate agent and local guide to everything here in Columbus, Georgia. In today's video, we are going to be going over a very important question. Is it safe to live in Columbus, Georgia? Now, we are going to be going over a couple of things in this video. For the most part, it's going to be about data, statistics. We're also going to be looking over other cities in the state and comparing them to Columbus and seeing how the crime rates and things like that pair up against each other to see if Columbus is a dangerous city or a crime-ridden city compared to other cities in Georgia of comparable sizes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you know, if you do live in Columbus, over the past couple of years, or I'll say about 3 years ago in 2021, we saw a huge crime spike of about 70 murders in Columbus. It was due to a giant gang turf war that was happening, as well as understaffed police department, not very good equipment or updated equipment, things like that. And unfortunately, the crime organizations and the criminals knew about this, took advantage of it, and so they kind of ran rampant that year. COVID-19 also did not help in that part either. And also, due to all of these things that were going on, we have had a very negative stigma in Columbus over violent crimes and things like that. I think even before that 70 murder mark that we hit back in 2021, Columbus has had a very negative stigma whenever it comes to crimes and things like that. And I really have no idea why, because whenever you look at other cities in Georgia, they are all just about the same as Columbus is. Some of them are worse, some of them are better, obviously, but let's get into some statistics. So on average, if you take out that 70 murders that 1 year in Columbus for being an outlier, our average murder rate is around 36 to 40 every single year. Actually, this year, I'm shooting this on August 25th, but as of August 21st of 2024, we've had 22 murders in the city, and that's about 20% less than we had last year at the same time. So we are trending somewhat downwards. You can see the same kind of things with burglaries and robberies and also thefts and things like that have also been trending downwards, but not as significant worth of numbers. But let's get into some populations and run through some of the statistics for these other cities that I have. So Columbus has a population of 206,000 people. As I said, the amount of murders was 36 on average. Atlanta, 500,000 on average, 170 to 180 murders. A very, very high murder rate in Atlanta, as you can imagine, for a very large city. And this is for just the city of Atlanta, not the larger metropolitan area. So just the city of Atlanta. And in Savannah, we have 147,000 people, and we've had 28 murders there. This is the safest, quote-unquote, safest place to live for the murder rate in Georgia for big cities. In Augusta, it's 202,000 people with 37 murders annually, which is right on line with about what Columbus has at around 36 to 40. Augusta is the same way. Macon has seen a dramatic uptick in murders over recent years. Unfortunately, their murders reaching around 42 to 50 during some bad years. And also a lot more property damage has been noted in Macon as well. Now, as you can see, looking through all these other cities, the murder rates for cities other than Atlanta, whenever you compare them to Columbus, are about the same. So whenever you see, Columbus has a whole bunch of murders or a whole bunch of deaths by shootings and things like that, it's really not that different than any other city that we have. So people that are gassing it up or lighting it up or thinking that Columbus is some kind of hot spot and is special for crime and violence, it's not. It's the same as any other city in Georgia with comparable sizes. Anyways, we're going to go through some other statistics. I'm just kind of blast through them real quick. So Columbus, on average, 1,200 assaults, 600 robberies, 1,500 burglaries, 4,000 thefts, and 800 motor vehicle thefts. Atlanta has 3,500 assaults annually, 2,800 robberies, 7,800 burglaries, and 20,000 thefts, as well as 7,000 motor vehicle thefts annually. As you can imagine, from a very large city, these numbers are going to be a lot higher than what you see in a smaller city like Columbus and Savannah, we have 800 assaults, 400 robberies, 1,200 burglaries, 3,200 thefts, and 700 motor vehicle thefts. So across the board, Savannah is pretty much the safest, relatively speaking, city in Georgia to live in. Next is Augusta, which is 1,200 assaults, 600 robberies, 1,500 burglaries, 4,500 thefts, and 1,000 motor vehicle thefts. This is almost identical to what Columbus has in many ways whenever it comes to crimes and violent crimes and things like that. And Macon is 1,800 assaults, 300 robberies, 1,200 burglaries, 4,600 thefts, and 1,000 motor vehicle thefts. So Macon has a lot more thefts and a lot more motor vehicle robberies and thefts and things like that compared to Columbus, as well as murders. Macon is not in a very good place, but hopefully that their department and government up there, local government, is able to sort things out just like Columbus has. Now, over recent years, starting back in 2021, Columbus has also had a number of successes of eliminating dangerous crime rings and organizations. Like back in 2021, whenever we had that really big high murder rate that was in here, the police department actually recovered over 1,500 illegal weapons and a number of automatic Glock 19s with switches. They put a lot of people behind bars that were doing an incredible disservice to our community, and we have seen a really good response from the community after all of these things have happened and all these guns have been seized throughout the city. We've seen, again, a year over year decrease in violent crimes involving guns and things like that in Columbus, Georgia. Anybody that is going to tell you that you see in comment sections on Facebook or you look things up about Columbus, for some reason a lot of people on the internet just love to, shit on this place and say that it is a very violent place and dangerous place to live and you shouldn't move here. Well, those people are very misinformed and they do not know the larger environment that is around them inside of the state of Georgia, because every other city is just about like Columbus. Columbus is not special in any of these regards, and people that are trying to display Columbus in this very negative manner, you are in fact doing a disservice to the community by veering people away that want to move here, because people that move here, the more people that we get to move into Columbus, the more additions that we get to our economy, the more jobs and things like that we get, the more popular that we get. And I know a big thing in Columbus is that we do not have, too much entertainment, like a really big entertainment spots. I mean, we're working on building some stuff right now, but we need the people, we need the tourists, we need people to want to come here. And whenever you sit there and you say that this isn't the place to go and it's a violent place and there's nothing to do and all the people are crappy and things like that, you are part of the problem too. But anyways, is Columbus a safe place to live? Yes, it is a safe place to live. Also, for those people that look up Columbus on the internet and it says that Columbus or 80% of cities are safer than Columbus, or 75% of cities are safer than Columbus in the United States, you have to sit there and think for a second. If you look at any other large city in the United States, it's going to say the same thing with maybe a couple of exceptions. But if you sit down and think about it for a second, most cities in the United States are not large cities. They are small cities scattered around all over the place. I mean, there's literally city everywhere, and they're all rural cities that have almost nobody in it. And whenever you have populations in cities that, don't have a lot of people in it, you're not going to have a lot of crime. There's not going to be a lot of disagreements. Everybody knows each other. It's kind of like a really big community family feel that you get whenever you have a really small community like that. So, of course, whenever you look up a large city, of course it's going to be more dangerous and the murder rate's going to be, above the national average or near the national average or something like that. It's because that there are a bunch more smaller cities than there are large cities. Statistics are a tricky thing. The numbers can kind of get skewed here and there. It just depends on how you look at it and how you interpret what you're looking at and really thinking past, the numerical value that's actually there. But that's really it for the video. Columbus is a safe place to live. Just be careful, the people that you go hang around with, or the places that you go. Make sure that you know where you're at, and you're not messing around in places that you don't need to be at, and you'll be generally safe like you would be in any other city or any other situation. It is not scary to live here, I promise. I was an EMT here for 7 years. I've seen all kinds of things. I've seen the gunshot wounds, I've seen the hit and runs, I've seen everything. It has gotten violent in the past, as I said before, but overall it is not that violent compared to other cities in Georgia. So, from firsthand experience and from what I've seen from living in this city for so long, it is not a bad place to live. Please do not badmouth it. Columbus is safe. Please come and move here. Come and visit. Come see if you like it. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe. If you would like to see more, comment down below and tell me what you would like to see more of and what you thought of the video. Let's have a discussion about it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.